It's hard to eat and just don't feel like painting, man.
Yeah. Would you say you're stuck in the block?
Nah. Oh no, I don't believe block. I don't do that. Okay, this is a project. This is the among the projects.
Oh.
So we're doing this for like a graduation, but we can't shoot this. This has nothing to do with me, really. Everything was mostly digital, you know. And the crazy thing was that you have to think about it, this is 4 years without having done things by hand. So I just decided to just dive deep into it. And this is the first artwork I did in 4 years. This one. You can see it's a bit, you know, it's a bit. And then, which one was my second one? This one was my second one.
So with the process, sorry to cut you off there. With the process, like, where does it start? Does it just start you seeing it in your head, and then you just transport it into canvas?
So this was the idea, right? So when I started, in my head, I was like, okay, I know that I was good at drawing when I was younger. So I don't need to prove that to people. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna trace this shit. That was my initial idea. So, you know what? I'm gonna trace this shit. And then got the projector and everything. And I was like, let me see if I can actually do it. And then there's something called gridding. So gridding is basically you write random things and then that's what you use to grid in terms of like drawing. So I started I did like alphabet gridding and I tried it out and it worked. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to stencil this shit. I don't need to let me just, you know. Yeah. So for me, like I said, this is just like feeding the inner child, man. Like it's really like, I've always wanted to go, yo, I'm going to my studio. Like it feels good when I say that. Yeah. Yo, I'm like, no, where you at? I'm in my studio.
So would you just say this is the only thing that gives you, or one of the things that gives you fulfillment in your life when you do?
Yeah, because also, you know, a lot of the stuff that I've done in the past has been very business orientated. This is the one time where I haven't been pushing the business. Yeah. Like, I've just been creating. Like, you have to understand, one paper is close to 200 rand. So, just one paper alone. So this is expensive. This is an expensive hobby. And I've just been doing this, like I haven't been doing galleries. I haven't been doing like in terms of like going to talk to people and I think it's really just, there's a level of me that just wants to just do it for now. Then from there, when I have a proper complete body of work, I can then go, hey guys, this is what I have, whatnot. But I still, like I said, I don't really have a full plan. I just know it's gonna work out. Yeah. But I don't really have a full plan. And I've been moving away from like a lot of the stuff that I do in the industry because this is what I really am trying to do a lot right now. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. In terms of inspiration, like where do you get your inspiration like for your style? Or would you say this is just 100% original?
No. Everything takes from something. So my style is very, so basically what happened is that I used to be a hip hop like artist, not rapping. I mean, my stuff was very hip hop inspired. You know, when I was doing my first year, I was doing a lot of graffiti in my work. I was doing a lot of, you know, and then I had to look at it business wise and just enjoy me as a person. Where when I looked through it, like, yo, one, this is not sustainable long term. Two, this is not exportable. So I need to find something that is both sustainable and exportable. So that was the idea. Alright.
You there?
Cool. Okay, so what do we know?
I think we already saw your first one there.
Yeah.
Which one is the last one you did out of all these?
That's the last one I'm working on right now. But the last one I did here is this. This is the last one I did here.
Yeah. When did you come up with this whole concept?
Well, to tell you the truth, the concept develops as time goes. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an example. So that's the first one, right? Then, because I just bought like the colors that I thought like okay would look good with my style. So that was the first one. That was the second one. That was the third one. You see. Then I started seeing, for example, how that I don't know what that color is, like this color. How this color blends with this goldish color, right? Then sure, so sort of compromised it, then tried something different here, for example, because this is not a fine liner. I use one of the big brushes, for example. You can see that there's the fine liner is just there and there, but most of it is like just a brush. So now I started just getting to a point where it was like I was experimenting because I'd already proven that what I can do digitally, I can do by hand.
Yeah.
So now I was like, okay, what more can we do? What more can we, like in terms of like developing the style? Then this was my first, I would say, real experiment outside my comfort zone where it was like, okay, let's now see with color.
Yeah.
Because you see, most of it was the faces, the skin was always just whitish, you see. But now I was like, okay, let's try it with color. It worked. And then I did that. That also worked. Then, yeah, so now I'm here now. So everything that I do will more or less have the same skin tone.
And what does this art mean for you as a person when you look at it?
I think my biggest thing for me has always been to contribute. Not take, but contribute.
Yeah.
Obviously, you take based on being inspired by, you know, your people, where you come from, but there also needs to be an element of you that is contributing. So what are you adding? What are you know? So for me, those are very important things. So for me, what I'm trying to do is create work that tells new stories, not just speaks on the history. It needs to speak on the new things, the new world. Like how are we as Black people adapting to what's happening today, but still keeping with who we are, where we come from. So I think for me, those are the important things.
Because I can see a lot of it embraces culture. Quite a lot of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. So when did you get that connection of taking art and mixing it with, you know, with your culture and embracing that?
I think for me, I'm gonna say 2015. 2015, I was in a very weird space where it was like, okay, I can create good work, but the work that I'm creating, is it good enough to, like what I said before, but is it exportable, for example? Like when you, because a lot of people do great things, but if you take me and put me in New York, I'm just like any other kid, you know? So it's like, okay, what do I have that is me, that tells my story, you know, that represents my people? So it's like, okay, then I had to go back, really look at, and the crazy thing is that I didn't even know how knowledgeable I was when it came to like, because you just do these things as a kid, like you don't really think about how much you know, how much you don't know. So when I started really being, you know, open to seeing what's happening, I started really realizing that one, I know a lot, two, there's a lot that I'm also willing to learn. And then from there, it just started growing. And it evolved, obviously, it had in different forms to what it is today.
Yeah. And then which one did you sell first?
The first one is not here.
It's not here.
Yeah, it's where it got sold in the US. Then this one is sort of kind of sold. That one sort of kind of sold. That one, someone wants it. They want me to add print. That I haven't put out on social media because I know their reaction. That it's gonna get. But also, it's like I haven't been actually marketing none of this.
So
like, people see it on my stories. You know?
Also, that's how people.
So I haven't really gone, hey guys, I'm selling art. You know? So the moment I do that, it's probably gonna go crazy.
And you already have a reputation. I mean,
it's the best kind of demand, man. Like,
you see, so
people
it's
just,
like,
where's your stuff? I want your stuff.
So as soon as I do my catalog, because I'm gonna shoot a catalog, as soon as I do all of that, it's gonna now become like a thing of, okay, hey guys, this is what I'm selling, and put it on my website. I'm already developing it already. So yeah.
So now that you have a reputation, do you feel any sort of pressure when it comes to delivering work at a certain standard?
At a certain standard, yes, but I don't think it's pressure, man, to tell you the truth. I honestly don't think it's pressure. Only because what has been my guide has been just create the stuff that you like. Stuff that I like. What do I like? Okay, this is what I like. Sure, let's create that. It's that simple. So it's not really even like a thing of, oh, this is what it has. I'm not overthinking. I never overthink none of it. It's like I create what I want to create. It just so happens to look nice. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Now, obviously, like I said, a lot of it is also informed about what's happening, what people want, and how people consume things. Yes, but not too much pressure on it. Like
young, talented artists who clearly has the ambition, the skill, but they haven't found that eureka moment, like, yeah, this is my thing, this is my style. What tips would you give them to kind of get closer to that point where, or do you feel like it just happens? There's not a certain journey you have to take to get closer?
Okay, well, I don't think like a creative. So my responses might be a bit tricky. I don't believe in things happening. I believe in you putting in effort for something to happen. So for something like this, I worked towards getting this, the style, I worked towards it. It wasn't okay, we sort of kind of gonna wait for this thing to hit us. Oh, we're gonna wait for inspiration. I worked towards this. So I think just the willingness to finally get there is really all that you need to have, learning and also just practicing other people's things, because you always take away a few things from a specific thing where you go, okay, I like that. Okay, this is what I'm going to use. This is what I'm not going to do. This is how I'm going to go about this. And. So I think it's a mixture of just those things. But like I said, the most important thing is being teachable. It's really being teachable. And when I say teachable, I don't even mean someone who knows you personally teaching you something. Just learning from everything. Everything and everyone. You don't know everything. So, yeah.
So do you think, obviously being in Joburg, it helps to be in an environment where you're around other artists, so you can kind of be able to also bounce off with them and collaborate?
I can't speak on that because I'm not an artist.
Yes.
So I say this to people all the time that I really don't care what artists think about my work. Not that I don't think they matter. No, they do. But I'm catering to consumers. I'm not catering to other artists in whatever I do. I'm catering to the everyday human being, to people who are educated about art, who are not educated about art. So me sitting there and being worried about what other artists think is, So for me, I don't look at life like that, firstly. So it's always just like, so I'm not even big on the art community itself. Like, I don't know if they even know if I exist. I know that people on the ground know I exist, but I don't know how the art community feels about me. Not that I don't care about it, or I don't care about the community itself. It's just that I never want to get caught up in that painful space that I've seen a lot of people be in, where you are trying to please the artists. Like you see it even with musicians. Like someone will be an amazing rapper, but when you listen to the music, you can hear that they're rapping for other rappers. They're not rapping, they're trying to prove that to other rappers that I am better than you. You're not making music for the people. So for me, so I don't know if I exist in the art industry in the way that I exist in real life. Not that the art industry is some fantasy space, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, bro.